My name's Daniel Carter, and I'm an architect in Seattle. 34 years old, successful career, beautiful house in upscale Bellevue that I designed myself, and a wife, Sarah, who I loved for 8 years. Thought I loved her anyway. It all started 3 months ago when I noticed Sarah was acting different. She'd always been social, but now she was constantly texting, covering her screen with her hand. Said she was working late at her marketing agency, but when I'd call the office, the secretary would tell me she'd left early. First red flag hit when I spotted men's sunglasses in her car. Expensive ones, Ray-Ban aviators. I'd never owned a pair like that. "Where'd the sunglasses come from?" I asked over dinner. "Huh?" Sarah didn't even look up from her salad. "Found him in the car, probably someone's leftovers." Bullshit. We were the only ones who used that car, and we barely had guests over. But the real gut punch came a week later. I was working from home on this new shopping center project when I got a notification from our home security system. Motion sensor in the living room went off at 2:15 p.m. Weird. Sarah was supposed to be at work, and I was upstairs in my office. I pulled up the smart home app on my tablet. I had the whole setup: cameras, sensors, smart locks, lighting control, even Alexa in every room. House of the future, I called it. Rewound the footage. At 2:10, the front door opened. In walked Sarah and some guy. Tall, athletic, expensive suit, red hair, confident swagger. My best friend, Jake Maxwell. They weren't just chatting. Sarah led him straight to our bedroom. No cameras in there. I'd respected her privacy. What a fucking idiot I was. My heart was pounding as I watched them leave an hour and a half later. Sarah was fixing her hair. Jake was buttoning his shirt. He gave her this passionate kiss at the door before leaving. My best friend. The guy I went to college with, grabbed beers with every Friday, talked work and life with, the dude who was my best man at our wedding. First instinct was to storm into the house and raise hell. But I'm an architect. We plan. We think long term. We build structures that last. I decided to build the perfect revenge. Next 2 weeks, I studied their routine, installed hidden mics in Sarah's car, added tracking software to her phone disguised as a security update. She didn't suspect a thing. Jake showed up every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. when I was supposed to be at the office. But now I was working from home, remote accessing my office computer. Their texts made me sick. Sarah wrote, "Dan's so boring. Just work and his stupid blueprints. You make me feel alive." Jake replied, "Soon we'll be rid of him. Wait for the divorce, then we'll be together. He's got good money. You'll get decent alimony." They were planning my life like I planned buildings, but I had more accurate blueprints. Sarah had no clue about our smart home's full capabilities. She only saw the basic stuff: lights, music, temperature. But I'd built in way more. Every room had hidden professional-grade microphones, cameras disguised as decorative elements, voice recognition that could trigger recordings based on keywords. And best of all, the whole house ran off a central server in the basement that I had complete access to. I started collecting evidence. Not for divorce, for destruction. After a month of surveillance, I had the complete picture of their affair. It had been going on 6 months. Jake was renting some fancy hotel on the outskirts for their meetups, using my money for it. Turns out Sarah was giving him cash from our joint account, claiming it was for household purchases. But the really juicy stuff came from their conversations at home. Turns out Jake wasn't just screwing me over as a friend. He was planning to steal my shopping center project and present it as his own. He had copies of all my blueprints. Sarah had photographed them from my computer. The bitch wasn't just cheating on me, she was helping destroy my career. That's when I realized simple divorce wasn't enough. They wanted to destroy me? Game fucking on. After a month of surveillance, I had the complete picture of their affair. It'd been going on 6 months. Jake was renting some fancy hotel on the outskirts for their meetups, using my money for it. Turns out Sarah was giving him cash from our joint account, claiming it was for household purchases. But the really juicy stuff came from their conversations at home. Turns out Jake wasn't just screwing me over as a friend, he was planning to steal my shopping center project and present it as his own. He had copies of all my blueprints. Sarah had photographed them from my computer. The bitch wasn't just cheating on me, she was helping destroy my career. That's when I realized simple divorce wasn't enough. They wanted to destroy me? Game fucking on.
Next phase took another month. I carefully modified the smart home system, adding some special features. First, hidden projectors in the walls. Tiny devices built into the design so skillfully you'd never notice them. They could project images onto any surface in the house. Second, a system to intercept all messages sent from the house. Every photo, every text went through my server first. Third, complete control over every electronic device in the house. TVs, tablets, even the internet-connected fridge. But the main event, I planned a party. "Let's throw a huge party for our anniversary," I suggested to Sarah over breakfast. "Invite all our friends, coworkers. Celebrate 8 years of marriage properly." Her face twitched. 8 years with a husband she was planning to dump. "Of course, honey," she forced a smile. "Great idea." I sent invitations to 50 people, work colleagues, friends, neighbors, Sarah's parents, my parents, and of course, Jake and his wife Emily. Yeah, Jake had a wife, sweet woman, elementary school teacher. She had no idea what her husband was doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Party date, October 15th. 3 days before, I got final confirmation of everything. Sarah and Jake met at our house Thursday. As usual, 2 p.m., as usual, went to the bedroom. But this time, I activated every recording device. Hour and a half of their intimacy recorded in high-quality audio. Their post-sex pillow talk, too. "Few more months and we'll be free," Jake said, lying in my bed. "Dan's so clueless, doesn't suspect a thing." Sometimes I feel bad for him, but he really is boring. With you, I feel passion. The shopping center project's gonna get me that promotion. Management's gonna flip over work like this. My husband's a talented architect. Too bad he doesn't work for me as a man. Now, I had everything I needed. October 15th, Saturday, 7 p.m. House was blazing with lights. I'd spent all day decorating, cooking, setting up equipment. Sarah helped, playing the loving wife role. Shitty actress. I could see the fake in every gesture. By 8, almost everyone had shown up. Work colleagues with their wives, old friends, neighbors, parents. Atmosphere was perfect. People laughing, drinking wine, admiring the house. Jake came with his wife, Emily. He looked tense, but tried to seem natural. Hugged me when he arrived. "Congrats on the anniversary, man! 8 years is serious business." "Yeah," I smiled. "Very serious. Tonight we're gonna learn the whole truth about marriage." He didn't catch the hint. Moron. At 9, I called for attention. Wine glass in hand, big smile on my face. "Dear friends, thanks for coming to celebrate Sarah and my anniversary. 8 years ago, I thought I knew what love was, but you only learn the real truth about marriage over time." Guests applauded. Sarah stood beside me, smiling. She had no idea her death as a wife was already programmed. "Want to tell you a story about how technology helps us discover truth. Our house has the most advanced smart home system. It doesn't just control lighting and temperature. It records everything that happens inside." Several people nodded with interest. Tech was a hot topic in our crowd.
For example, the system can show us who came to the house when I wasn't home. Alexa, show our guests the recording from October 12th, 2:10 p.m. The living room wall projector turned on. The front door camera feed appeared. Me, Sarah, and several guests on screen, exactly like that day 3 months ago. But instead of us, the screen showed Sarah and Jake entering the house, kissing at the door. The room went dead silent. Alexa, show recording from October 12th, 3:45 p.m. New image. Sarah and Jake leaving the bedroom. He's buttoning his shirt, she's fixing her hair. Jake's face went white as a sheet. Sarah's mouth fell open, but no words came out. That's not all, I said calmly. Alexa, play audio recording from October 12th, bedroom. Their post-sex conversation poured from the speakers. Jake's voice. Dan's so clueless, doesn't suspect a thing. Sarah's voice. Sometimes I feel bad for him, but he really is boring. Dead silence in the room. 50 people listening to my wife and best friend discuss my stupidity while lying in my bed. Alexa, show screenshots of text messages between Sarah and Jake from the past 3 months. Their messages appeared on the wall. Meeting plans, intimate photos, discussions about divorce and splitting assets. Emily, Jake's wife, burst into tears and ran out of the house. Several guests followed her. Dan, I can explain, Sarah started. Explain what? That you've been sleeping with my best friend for 6 months? That you plan to destroy my career? That you didn't even try to hide your contempt for me? Jake tried to leave, but I stopped him. Alexa, show copies of shopping center project blueprints from Jake's device. My original blueprints appeared on screen, with Jake's signature. Plagiarism is a serious crime in our field, especially when you steal from a friend. Now my boss, who was at the party, understood the full scope of betrayal. Party ended 20 minutes later. Guests left in shock, discussing what they'd witnessed. Some expressed sympathy, others just didn't know what to say. Only the 3 of us remained. You destroyed our lives, Sarah whispered. No, I replied calmly. I just showed the truth. You destroyed your own lives with your actions. Jake tried to say something, but I cut him off. Tomorrow morning, I'm filing plagiarism charges with the State Architectural Association. Your career's over, and Emily's getting copies of all recordings for her divorce proceedings. Sarah packed her stuff and left that night. We never met again except in court. Divorce went fast. With evidence like that, she got 0 alimony. House stayed mine. It was in my name before marriage. Jake lost his job within a week. Emily filed for divorce and got all their assets. Last time I saw him was a month ago. He was working as a realtor for some cheap agency on the outskirts of town.
Years gone by. I still live in our house. Now it's really my house. No lies, no betrayal, no fake smiles over breakfast. Career's going great. Shopping center project got me a promotion and bonus. Colleagues respect me, not just as an architect, but as a guy who handled betrayal with class. I'm dating Lisa, an interior designer. She's smart, honest, and has an amazing sense of humor. We've been together 6 months, and for the first time in forever, I feel genuinely happy. Smart home system still works, but now I don't need to monitor who's coming to my house. Only honesty lives here now. Sometimes I get messages from Sarah. She's living in a small apartment across town, working as a manager at some small company. Says she's sorry, regrets what happened. I don't reply. Some buildings can't be restored after they're destroyed. You can only build new ones, stronger ones. And I was always a damn good architect. The moral? In the age of technology, truth gets harder and harder to hide. But here's the key. If you're gonna get revenge for betrayal, plan it like a pro. Emotions fade, but well-planned justice lasts forever. Name's Daniel Carter, and this is my story of perfect revenge.